Hi friends, Renee Tumalo here. This is my first official video blog, so thank you for tuning in. I wanted to take a moment to tell you why I've decided I wanted to try vlogging, and it's really the same reason that I blog. I want to connect with others and build a community with others that are interested in talking about the messiness and the beauty of life. I am passionate about giving each other hope. I am passionate about building each other up. I am passionate about the healing process that vulnerability can bring in safe spaces. And so what you'll see as I'm adding content is that I'm really just addressing the everyday things that happen to just the ordinary person, and how we can respond to those things from a place of love, from a place of grace, from a place of humor. Because I don't want to take myself too seriously and I want to have some fun. And so I want us to connect around just the life and everything that goes along with that journey. So thank you for joining me. So I want to actually start. I mentioned that I'd like to laugh a little bit and not take myself too seriously. So I am going to start there. So I want to ask just a few questions. Do you, if you're anything like me, do you beat yourself up over mistakes that you make? Do you let it swirl around in your mind? Do you have a hard time falling asleep at night, or maybe you're waking up in the middle of the night ruminating over the mistakes that you've made? Because I want to talk about not taking ourselves so seriously. I want to talk about maybe laughing at ourselves sometimes when we make mistakes, and also giving ourselves some grace, because mistakes happen. So I'm going to tell you an embarrassing story in the hopes that you'll have a laugh at my expense. And the story happened last week. I took a mental health week, just a break from work to just do some self-care. And I didn't go on a trip. I didn't have anything specific planned. I just took a week off to take care of myself. And so on Thursday morning, I got up and I was ready to leave the house, and I went to look for my keys, and I put my keys in the same place in my purse every single time I put them away. I never put them somewhere else. I've literally never lost my keys. So when I couldn't find them in my purse, I immediately assumed that my husband had used them to maybe move my car or get something out of my car, and then maybe pocketed them and had them with him. So I call my husband, I call Pete, and I say, do you have my keys? Did you move the car? Did you get into the car? Are they in your pocket? He's saying, no, I didn't. I haven't touched your keys. And so we're kind of going back and forth like this, and then all of a sudden he says, wait, when I left this morning, your car was on. And I said, what? He said, your car was on when I left this morning with the kids, and I assumed you turned it on to warm it up for the morning. And I said, no, that definitely didn't happen. No, I did not go out and turn my car on this morning. So I walk out, and lo and behold, my car had been on all night. All night, you guys. Oh, I was mortified. I left my car on all night long. So, needless to say, it was very warm. It was quite cozy in there, so I was very comfortable when I got in and drove to my destination. But I could not believe I made this mistake. And to make matters worse, I had filled my car up the day before, so running it all night long, it was completely on empty. So I had $50 worth of gas down the drain, had to go straight to a gas station Thursday morning and fill my gas up again. So I spent the whole day thinking about how I couldn't believe I'd done this. How could I be so dumb? How could I be so mindless? What is wrong with me? Oh my gosh, I did this on a mental health week when I'm supposed to be, relaxed and not stressed. And because normally when I do silly things, I blame it on the stress in my life. So I didn't even have that excuse. So I was feeling just terrible and silly. And, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that the way it happened was I had driven my daughter home from preschool. And when we parked the car, she was in a bit of an outrage. She was screaming. She was fighting her car seat. She wanted out. And so I remember feeling like, how fast can I get her out of this car so she'll stop screaming? And I did. I mindlessly jumped out of the front seat to get her out as quickly as I could to stop the yelling. That's how it happened. That's what happened. So I started thinking about how I needed to give myself a little bit of a break and stop beating myself up over this. So I hope that brought you some laughter, and maybe you feel better about yourself because you've never done anything quite that silly. But I want to say that all of us make mistakes. So I'm sure there are things that you have beaten yourself up over. I'm sure there are things you just can't let go and that you are holding on to. And if it's not happening right now, maybe it will happen in the future. And sometimes these things can make us feel less than. So maybe you got something wrong at work. Maybe you've locked yourself out of the house. Maybe you forgot what state Las Vegas was in. You know who you are. Maybe you transferred money out of your checking account instead of into your checking account and then got an alert that you only had $14.82 left in your checking account. That's my husband. So whatever it is, just remember, you're human. You're allowed to make mistakes, and laughing at ourselves is so much better than berating ourselves and beating ourselves up. So I just want to take a moment to encourage you, to remind yourself of all the things you get right and all the things you do well on a daily basis, second to second even. And just remember those things. Focus on those things. And then maybe take a moment to reach out to someone that you love and tell them how great they are, flaws and all. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.